Hello everyone, welcome to our HTML and CSS tutorial course for beginners. If you're joining us for the first time, I highly recommend you pause this video and go watch our intro lesson 1 video. This is very important because there are some instructions in there you need to follow. That way you'll be able to follow along with me as I get deeper and deeper into this course. Alright, if you've already done that, check the description area and look for where it says lesson link. Alright, and click on the lesson link. Alright, that way you'll be able to see exactly what I'm seeing over here on the screen. Okay, so in the previous lesson we did look at fundamentals of HTML. We talked about what hypertext languages and all that. We looked at the structure of elements. This lesson we're going to be looking at the body element and a few other things as well. Alright, so just read along with me. One of the key HTML elements we use to build a website is the body element. Only content inside the opening and closing body tags can be displayed to the screen. Here is what opening and closing body tags look like. Alright, so you can see over here. So we can see here the body tag looks just like similar to the one we looked at in the previous lesson. It has the opening and the closing part of it. Okay, remember the forward leaning slash indicates the ending part of the element. Okay, once the file has a body, many different types of content including text, images, buttons can be added to the body. So you can see right here we added just a simple text right here. We have a simple text added in here. Alright, we can add different kind of stuff inside there. The instructions here says add a body to your web page using the body element. So I'm gonna go in over here and then I'm gonna add the body element here. I have the opening and then I'm gonna put in the closing right there. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit run, and then it also says that add the following code between your opening and closing body tag. So I'm just gonna go ahead and copy this code because it's saying we should add this code right in between the opening and closing. So I'm gonna paste that in here. Alright, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hit run, and then it renders this right here to the console. So this is what's gonna appear for those who are visiting your website. They will see this. Okay, now we need to take note right here. It says while some browsers may render some content outside body tags as well to accommodate the occasional mistake in your HTML, not all browsers do this. The best way to ensure that all your HTML renders the same way in all browsers is to ensure that your elements remain within the opening and closing body tag. Alright, what this is saying over here is that there are instances where you can type content or you can add a content outside of the body tag and it will still render. In fact, most of the major browsers like Chrome and Microsoft Edge and Firefox, probably Opera, I don't know if there are quite a few other, maybe Safari and the others. Even if you put content outside of the body tags, let's say I put this content right here that says Monday, right, and then I hit run, you could see that it did render this content outside of the body tag, but ideally that's not a good practice. So you make sure that you keep all your content within the opening and closing body tag. So you might see some HTML somewhere that has content outside of the body tag and it's still rendering. Okay, that can happen, you know, it will still render, but there are something called best practices, right? There are things that you should some habits you should have as a coder, and you should keep your content within the body tags. That way you know for sure that your content will render. So I did put together this diagram here using Word, and just to give you an idea which areas the body covers, right, on the website. So you can see right here that the body will start like right over here at the top here section, and then the very first part is usually the header area. Okay, so the body will cover all the way here where you see the black color all the way to the bottom, and all the stuff inside of it here you can see, like on the right side we got sidebar, we got content. All of these are kind of like children of the body, you could see, okay, something like that. Some of these here are like grandchildren of the body. Okay, so you can see this is a structure. This is sort of like a typical structure of how a website will look like, right? Okay, if you go to any regular website, if you go to, let's say CNN website, you can see right over here, you can see the header section over here, right? But the body starts like all the way here. It includes the header area, right? So it starts from the top all the way to the bottom of the website, right? Because the footer should also remain inside of the body. Okay, if you look at other website like this website over here, the body starts there. This is the header, but the body starts, the header is within the body. So the body will start from up here and stretch all the way down, which will include the footer. Okay, so that's just how a typical website structure will look like. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's proceed to the next part here. This one says HTML structure. HTML is organized as a collection of family tree relationships. As you saw in the last exercise, we placed the p tags within the body tags. When an element is contained inside another element, it is considered the child of that element. The child element is said to be nested inside of the parent element. Alright, so you can see right here we have the opening closing body tag, and then we have this paragraph which is inside here. So this is the child of the body right there. Okay, in the example above, the P element is nested inside of the body element. The P element is considered a child of the body element, and the body element is considered the parent. You can also see that we've added 2 spaces of indentation using the space bar for better readability. So also indentation can help you. You can do 1-2 indentation depending on what will work best for you to make it easy for you to read the code, right? Since there can be multiple levels of nesting, this analogy can be extended to grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and beyond. The relationship between elements and their ancestor and descendant elements is known as hierarchy. Let's consider a more complicated example that uses some new tags. Okay, so we have the opening and body tag. Inside of it, we have something called a div. Okay, now a div is simply a specific area of a website or a specific container. Let me pull this one right back up again. Okay, so you can see this section right here is a div. Okay, it's a container or a section of the website. This is another div area, right? Another container, and then sometimes you have divs within divs. Okay, so that's all what a div is. Okay, so right here we have the H1 in there. We have some children elements in there. Okay, so it says in this example which we just looked at, the body element is a parent of the div element. You can see right here the div is right underneath the body. Both the H1 and P elements are children of the divs, right? Because they are placed right inside of the div. Okay, children of the div element, because the H1 and the P elements are at the same level. They are considered siblings and are both grandchildren of the body element. I think you do understand that concept, right? Understanding HTML hierarchy is important because children elements can inherit behavior and styling from their parent element. You will learn more about web hierarchy when you start digging into CSS. So it's important for us to understand. It's not too complicated. It's just that child parent relationship right here. So it says add the paragraph below as a child to the div element, right? So we've been told to just add this right here. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna paste that right in here. So this paragraph has now become a child of this div, right? So when I hit run, and there we go. Okay, so all right, so that will do it for this lesson. In this lesson we covered what the body part of the website it looks like. We did look at the structure here, and we see how the body stretches all the way from the top to the bottom, which includes the footer. It also includes the header area and all the stuff in between. All right, we also looked at the HTML structure right here. We did look at what a parent element is, a child element is, and a grandchild element. All right, so we will stop this video for now. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to try to break the lessons up. That way you'll be able to easily consume and digest them. I don't want to overwhelm you with too much information. So just follow along with me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.